Welcome to the podcast of Uncomfortable Ideas, presented by me, Dr. Bo Bennett, author of the book Uncomfortable Ideas. This is a podcast about uncomfortable ideas, the reasons we avoid them, the reasons we shouldn't, and discussion of examples that might infuriate you, offend you, or at least make you uncomfortable. Join the Uncomfortable Ideas community at uncomfortable-ideas.com. We're getting sicker. Go back a few hundred years before modern medicine, life-saving medical procedures, and medical technology. If a person had a genetic anomaly that resulted in a sickness or disease, they would often die. Sad, but this also means that the dangerous genetic anomaly would die with the person and not get passed on to his or her offspring, assuming the person had died before he or she had a chance to procreate. But thanks to modern medicine, life-saving medical procedures, and medical technology, those of us who are here are more likely than ever to have inherited health issues that we will likely pass on to our offspring. Uncomfortable idea. In our efforts to save the sick, we are creating generations of people who are more likely to have genetically health-related issues. Perhaps the most common example where we can see this trend in action is with allergies. Allergies affect as many as 30% of adults and 40% of children in the United States. Researchers understand that allergies are heritable, that is, passed on from parents to offspring. Although they rarely focus on this as a problem, perhaps because the recent increase has been too rapid for genetics to adequately explain the observed increase. But perhaps this uncomfortable idea also appears to be dangerously close to eugenics, or the idea that only healthy people, or people with desired traits, should procreate. Without accounting for many factors such as built-up resistances, different environmental factors that don't trigger the traits that lead to sickness, and many other unknowns, the genes that would have killed us are passed on to our offspring. And this is in addition to any genetic anomalies that may have originated with our offspring. This means that each generation will be less healthy or require more drugs and life-saving medical procedures to maintain an adequate level of health. But we are not doomed. New medical technologies can also save us from this fate, such as genetic modification, or fixing our genes so we can pass on clean copies to our offspring. Although many people don't like to mess with nature, we need to realize that we have already been doing it for centuries. In fact, there's a good chance that you exist because either you or one of your ancestors benefited from a life-saving treatment. We fear technology we don't understand, and that's okay. Just don't allow your fear of the possibility that something might go wrong to result in the certain and unnecessary suffering of future generations. This has been another episode of the podcast of Uncomfortable Ideas. For hundreds of uncomfortable ideas, my book on the topic, online courses, and more, visit uncomfortable-ideas.com. See you next time.